Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bruce Evanson from Suncoast Fly Fishers. Today we're going to tie a black and purple Bendback designed for speckled sea trout out in the bay or anywhere in the saltwater here. But anyway, it says fly right here. Let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is take a 3407 standard hook in a size 2, and the way I do these is I take a pliers with no threads in them here, and I come back behind the eye just a hair, as you can see here, and I'm gonna bend until I feel it give. Now you can see, and this is pretty close, but it's always just a little more than I want, so I always put it back in the pliers and squeeze it back flat, and then it'll bounce back. Now I've got that 10 to 15 degree bend in the hook that I want. Then we'll put the hook in here, like I've already done, and you can see that I've wrapped it from just behind the hook eye. Now here, typically I tell you not to go over the bend, but in this case, because we're going to tie down the bend a little bit, I've taken it down. You can see this far. So the first piece of material I'm going to put on here is a little purple Estaz. So I'm going to put it on right here. Get a couple of wraps around it. Okay. And I'm going to bring my thread back to about where the curve is, and I'm going to wrap this away from myself back towards the front here. However many wraps it takes to get me right to the curve, which will be one more right here. Now I'm going to wrap over this probably 6 to 8 times. Let me snip this off. Okay, I'm going to wrap it down a few more times, and I'm going to bring my thread back to the middle of the bend here. Next, what I'm going to take is a piece of this Steve Farrar black, and you can notice it's got a little blue highlight flash built into it. I've got a piece already cut. I've cut a thickness of about like so, and I'm going to put this on here, bend it over right there, get this on, so right where the bend is. I'm going to wrap it on top here. 1, 2, 3. Get this up straight. 4, 5. Now I'm going to bend this back over it here. Give it a few more wraps. I've just doubled up the material. Give this a few wraps here. Put a knot in it while I'm sitting there. And take my brush and just brush this together a little bit. Okay, this is a flea comb for dogs and cats, and the reason it's so good is you can see how fine the teeth are here, so it really does your materials nicely. So I've got that there. And okay, now I'm going to take just a couple of wraps here, like I say. Let me put a couple of quick half-hitch knots in it. I like to do 3. Okay, now I'm going to start, take just a little touch of this, put it on the top, on the sides, and on the bottom. Just enough to cover my thread wraps. This is Solares UV epoxy. I'm going to take the light. This is a 10-second epoxy, so it dries very fast. We'll give it 10 seconds here. Now I'm going to clip my thread, turn it over, let it get the other side. And we're just, for me, it's just a tad long, so I'm going to cut it off at about a little more than one length. I always taper my cuts. Voila, we now have the black and purple Bendback fly designed for sea trout out here in the bay. Now the best thing to do with this is put it on the end of your leader and get out and fish with it. Thank you.